Hi, Elaine Bono here from Belltown Messenger. In the past, we have brought you interviews in the newspaper, but they were written out. In the future, we're going to bring you interviews in the Belltown Messenger online that are filmed so that you can actually see the fabulous people that we have interviewed and will interview in the future for the paper. Here is our first interview. Ronnie Pierce talking about days ago when he was playing in town, what he's been doing for years. I hope you come and see him some night, and I hope you enjoy the interview. Look at his great outfit and listen to his great story.
Played her show, and out of her bra comes 20s. Oh, you guys are great. Oh, you guys are just, oh, I thought, look at those chugs. So I thought, well, okay, I'm really happy. She says, you guys are great, and thank you for cutting that show. So she got only her week, but they were so successful, they hired her for a second year. So we got 2 weeks with Natasha. Professional. I'm sitting here with my drum set. And she had a little round stool where she'd end up upside down, stark naked, looking at me through her legs and smiling. I go, and now the magic in proudly presents my wrist with smoke coming out of my wrist. It was a big loud roll, and she was very pretty. So the old thing was that we got her 2 extra weeks before she went to Vegas or someplace. So then, they thought, well, that's the way to make money, because we packed so they went down to Rivoli and got 6 girl strippers that were amateurs.
Right.
And they came up, and now they want Peter Gunn and all the tinsel. Pete Blue can play anything, and they don't have any charts. Now they're so drunk, they're so loaded, they can't get out of their whoa. So they're standing in the center of the floor, and so I said, and now we have Christine Peeler, and I'm giving the tom-tom roll, and Magic Inn proudly presents Christine. Finally, she says, so all those girls kept giving me money, and I was putting money in my shoe, and I said, listen, I just saxophone player, I just play music, and so if you're going to go out to SeaTac and turn tricks between shows, well, we can't put our money in the band room because those other girls will steal it. But I says, well, that's your, I'm sorry. I took my shoes off and give them all their money back.
You didn't want to be...
I didn't want to be that position.
I told Tim Harris when I did this interview that he should run for mayor. He's actually a real person with some real ideas that is not tainted by government. He produces the Real Change newspaper, something that is a valuable resource in our community. You'll see what I mean when you look at
Well, this neighborhood used to be a bit, I don't want to say grittier, because I think Belltown is still pretty gritty, and I love that about Belltown. I think Belltown is what a city should be.
Right.
It's the people who have the advantages and the people who don't have the advantages, and they're sort of thrown in together, and they need to negotiate each other and sort of acknowledge each other's presence. There's a guy, Richard Sennett, who's a sociologist, and he wrote this book on cities. I can't remember what it was called now, 30 years ago. And one of the things that he talks about is the potential of cities to operate as communities of conflict, where different people, different kinds of people in this sort of society where we're all so segregated and operate in our own bubbles, where all different kinds of people sort of like have to come together and negotiate each other's existence and grow through that. And I really think that that's what a city should be about. And Belltown really typifies that, or exemplifies that.
But the Pioneer Square, it would be interesting to see when you move there what your take on the other complete end of town is going to be, and see how you fit in, and see. Do you expect the paper to grow, shrink?
Well, the paper's been growing consistently since we went weekly. I mean, our circulation has been increasing by like 18 or 19% a year for the last 4 years. So I expect that to continue happening. And the other thing that is really exciting is that we're right next to the regional transit hub. And part of our strategic plan is regional expansion of distribution. Mm-hmm. So being so close to the regional transit hub is going to be a real plus for us in terms of getting vendors out to the outlying communities and starting to become more of a regional newspaper.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, good. Our next interview is with Ethan Jack Harrington. What a guy, and what a painter. We interviewed him at his house in the CD, and then we went downstairs to view his art. It was really wonderful to be let in to some of the secrets behind the paintings and just to look at all of them all piled up. I hope you enjoy it.
Definitely was my huge project for the past 2 or 3 weeks, was doing these paintings because we had the deadline of the event coming up. That's Cameron and another model who goes by Eva Rex. And so I mean I'm pretty excited about these. And then the thing the thing that we did at Amber the other night was, or last year, a couple weeks ago, it was awesome, but the paintings didn't have any light on them, so I'm looking forward to like showing them off somewhere where they're highlighted a little bit more.
Yeah, the only thing I thought that was so funny because it was singles night.
Oh, right.
I've never been to a singles night. To me, it was.
Yeah, and I should have known that singles night meant dark night, like where there's like no lights because no one wants to really see what anyone looks like.
I also like the kisses coming off her.
Yeah, actually, I think that was the model's idea. She's just thinking about like what we could use to kind of like make it a little bit more dynamic.
Well, we know it was feathers. We know it's a feather dress.
Right.
So when you see it and you think, blowing kisses, but it's the feathers, and you have this. It just make you think about it.
Yeah, for sure. Man.
Was that the black swan or whatever
you
called it?
Yeah, it's the black diamond, but yeah, it's very swanny, especially with the point shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been doing, I keep doing my figure work.
Gotta keep doing it.
Yeah, gotta keep doing it.
Force yourself.
It's a discipline. That's right.
Even I think it's really tough being surrounded by naked girls.
I don't do it because I love it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good one. Yeah.
Oh, I love that one. The colors and the.
Yeah, that's kind of a fun one.
Why do I like it? Because it's just so. I don't know. I like
the title of it is Unadorned, and I just kind of like the idea that it's, it's just pretty. It's like a study, I've got some paintings hanging in the Mecca right now, the Mecca Cafe. I've had them there for a couple months, and I'm gonna, I think, kind of continue to have work in there. So I've been working on a series of like diner style pinup, like it sort of has a kind of service industry thing in mind.
She's got her check. She's bringing you grapes and coffee.
Yeah, that's right.
You better watch out.
This is my friend Taryn, who's in a band called Night Train, and it's a really cool, punk rock band, all girls, all black girls. They're all just like powerful and beautiful, and it's very kind of like punk rock, surf rock.
Look forward in the future to coming with us on these interviews and actually seeing exactly how people are. No hidden agenda. Everything in the modern world is transparent. Well, just like us. So I hope you enjoy it and look forward to next month's